Hey friends, family, patrons, welcome back. Girly Junk, behind Girly Junk Creative. We're here to talk Mary Poppins. What did you get in your mailer? Probably wondering what is all this stuff. So we are doing a Pennant Flag competition. This is an example of the beginnings of mine. So we're going to compete. Doesn't have to be Mary Poppins themed. Of course, that is the stuff that I sent you. But that could be used in a journal. You could do a journal spread. If you're having a Patreon book, I know a lot of you are doing Patreon books where you're doing pages and spreads just for those. Throw it in there. Make your own thing. But let's go on what you did get from me. So everyone got a Pennant Flag kit, whether it was a paper flag kit or a foam flag kit. I do want to clarify that the upper tiers, everyone but the 5, I think I included one of these as well. This is a self-adhesive piece of felt. I just wasn't happy with the shape and size of the triangles I sent. Use them, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to make something bigger, and that's what we're going to use this for. So I'm just going to go right into how we make this into a triangle. Very easy, a lot of less stress, don't worry. And it's super easy. I'm going to show you how we do that. What you also probably got in that kit is some sort of ribbons. We're going to make those into bows. You probably got some felt. The felt is to add trim on the ends to make the little tassels usually that the pennant flags have. Or you can use them for whatever the heck you want. You either got a wooden dowel or a straw. These are to attach to your pennant flags, whether you're going to hang them or kind of flag style. You probably got some buttons if you were in the upper tiers, and the upper tiers got the spoon charms. Sorry to disappoint anyone who thought they were getting the wooden peg. Those were always specifically for the shop. These were the charms that everyone got, and they were made specifically to deconstruct, so they all should, most of them have little clips on them that you can take them off, and then these things can then be embellished on your pennant flag if that's something you choose. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want with this stuff, clearly. But it was made intended to deconstruct. So there's all the different little charms and different things that you can take off, bells and the spoon, and you can put them on your flag, and that's another way to embellish your flag. And that was the idea behind the charm, the spoon charm, to add to your kit this month. I think that's everything you got in your kit as far as the stuff for the pennant flag. Of course, the upper tiers also got, you know, the paper ribbon, and they got the umbrella bead bombs and the parasols, and those are all fun. Decorate, create a journal, put them in your journal. Everyone should have gotten the membership pin that can also go on your flag, as well as a membership card. So my neighbors are out. It's a busy time. Sorry if you're going to get background noise, but I have to get this done so I can continue to be creative this month. Let's get into this flag. Let's cut it down. Super easy. Find the halfway, middle point of the shorter side. I do that by folding it. This probably came folded. You might want to unfold it and lay it flat. I don't think it should be an issue once we take it off the adhesive and attach to something else. So find that middle point, see that? And then all I'm going to do is take a flat edge, got one here, and I'm just going to measure from this other corner. So here is my middle point. This is the opposite end. This corner to here. All right, see that? We're just going a line from here to here, here to here. All right, so we're going to cut that out. You can draw the line. You can eye the line. You can do whatever you want as far as that line. Just remember, if you do draw the line with like a marker or something, make it so that you can either cut away that and you don't see it, or you're going to add some trim to the end. My neighbor's out there yelling. They're not yelling bad. It's just how they communicate. Okay, so here we go. See that? Much better flag. Bigger, bolder, love it. When you cut it out, it's going to look like this. Self-adhesive in the back. So what I did then in the next step is that I took that and I attached it to cardboard. This is the back of a legal pad. This is, you know, chipboard, cereal box, something like that. I just glued, it's adhesive, so I peeled the adhesive off, attached it there. See that? And then you have more structure. Very structured. Put that aside. So this is some tape that I got from Michael's. It's got that kind of measuring tape, kind of like with that Mary Poppins measuring tape theme. I went after that and did my edges with this. I just kind of like the look. And then I stapled. I folded over my guys, my felts, and I stapled them to the back. I don't know if I like them. I'm deciding still, but they're there, so we're going to move forward. And then some of that leftover felt, I made a trim. And this is some of the ribbon I bought. And I'm also frustrated because I can see my fabric tack through here. So that's frustrating me too. But hey, it's a process. I'm here with you on this process and this ride. So let's see if we can zhuzh it up and kind of get rid of that. All right? So this is what I've come up with so far. The idea with the dowels. Let's see if I have one straight here. Did I? Go on the floor. Is that eventually you're going to put them through here. And you don't have to like staple these on. I did it just for time. I didn't have time to glue and wait. So all of this is going to go through here. And then this can hang that way. I can hang it like this way on the wall. Or what you can do is I would hot glue it to the back. And let that some rest. And then what you have is your flag here that you can then hang that way. And I do have throughout my, like, I don't know if you can see, like I'm pointing to it. There's a flag. I have them all over, just kind of pennant flags that I make just because they're fun. Okay, so here we are with this. Let's move forward with what else I have. So I'm going to decorate this. And that's the idea. So the whole point behind this color scheme, I don't know if I touched point on that, is the whole suffragette. I love that scene in Mary Poppins where she's singing about the suffragettes and the right to vote. And this is that suffragette theme, right? The color theme is the gold, the teal, and the blue. That's the right for women to vote. That's the suffragette movement. And without going into the dirty history and politics and all of that, you know, it still is a great moment in Mary Poppins. So I love this color scheme, and that's why you guys have this color scheme. It's why I gave you that. That was my Mary Poppins theme. Again, these are not meant to necessarily be themed competitions. You don't have to do Mary Poppins. You can do whatever you want. Me personally, I loved it. This is why you got what you got. So moving forward, I used my Cricut machine. Let's see if everything worked here and if it fits. I did not measure prior. I was just going with the flow, but I'm going to see if I can get this to work. And I cut my name out, Girly, in the turquoise here, and some vinyl. And I'm going to decorate mine, obviously, with Girly. And I think that makes it easy for me. Like, I can just easily do this theme every month, and it makes, like, an easy decision. So unless you guys just want to do your name, I think it's a little harder for you guys to, like, come up with a theme. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with this Girly. Makes it easy. And typically with a Cricut, I should have gotten some transfer tape and done this properly, but do I do things by the book? Rarely ever. Ask my mom. This is gonna be funny. Weirdly, not so bad. It seems to be working, considering I didn't measure. So on the Cricut, there is this real fun option to warp your lettering. And this style, I warped it so that it was, you know, getting wider and then smaller on the flag. And for the most part, it seemed to work here. Near the end, it's seeming a little funky. See if I can fix that, but there it is, Girly. Huh. Not as bad as I thought. I thought it would be worse. The Y is kind of funky, but you know what? That's part of this creative process, right? Part of the process. Now, so that's out of the way. There's my Girly. Now I can have fun doing some decorating, you know, like I have all sorts of ribbons. Again, this is the one I started. I think I'm going to start deconstructing this and then putting it on this one because this one's sturdier. And then I can make some smaller flags with these, doing something else. So I do have some cool pins that I have that aren't in kits. that I came across. One is this Vote Women. I love that. You guys got those handmade Mary Poppin buttons, like the woman vote. Some of you got Vote for Women, some got Practically Perfect in Every Way, some have these. So everybody got a little bit of something different. But these were super fun. I really like making buttons. I could do that all day long. So I have all sorts of different ribbons. This is funky the way I cut this one. But I'm going to start adding some of these on. I want to just show you before I add on and start embellishing mine. Just like if you didn't get a huge amount of something, like if you got a small amount of ribbon and you're like, I can't tie this. This isn't even enough. Let me show you how to make a ribbon. And what you're going to need to use when you make these. Hopefully I have one right here. I had a bunch when I started. Is those little clear hair ties, okay? So let's see, where did I put them? Oh, there. Little clear hair ties. So what you want to do with the smaller bits of ribbon, like here's one, like who can make something out of that? If you fold it in thirds, long way, whatever way, just do like that, and then you pinch in the middle, which you get, and you take one of these rubber bands. You can make a ribbon. You just, in the middle, see that? And they make these little ribbons. So even if you feel like, oh, I don't have enough, you know, make a little ribbon. And this is like another little, look at that, super little bow. You attach that, put it on a paper clip, put a little safety pin behind it. Now you have, do you see what I'm saying? So it's like not everything is going to be some long, lustrous ribbon that you're going to be able to drop some big bow with. No, I wish, but it's not. So what you might get are some smaller pieces. And so again, we're going to do a third. Pull the third down, bunch in the middle. You can get these at the dollar store. If you have a daughter, you probably have some. If you have long hair, you might even have some. Put it in the middle, and what you have and what you create, little bows. See that? And then like you can attach them, glue them together like this. It makes an even bigger bow. You can put a clip in the back. So that was the whole idea. If you didn't get everything was like some huge, that was the idea behind this, was to show you. And then it's really fun too, is like you can glue little buttons here. In this case, what I'm going to do is I have safety pin. I'm going to safety pin through the back. This is just through the rubber band. See that? Let me just shut it so I don't hurt myself. So now what we have is a bow. It's got an attachment on the back. I want to attach this to it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take another one of these rubber bands. None of that glue stuff, and attach it like that. So now they're attached together, right? So now we have two bows, and I'll show you what I do. Oh, let me get it on the front side because that's the bad side. Flip it over, play with it, pull it out, you know, make it look good. Okay, let me trim off that little snagger doodle. What is this little bit of... So here we go. So here's a bow. And then nobody wants to see that bit. So you know what you're going to do? Is I'm going to take my button. And I'm going to attach the button through this rubber band so you don't even see it. And now this I can attach to my flag. All right, so now we just layered a whole thing with 3 little small pieces of ribbon, made it into one bigger cute ribbon, and that was the whole idea here, is that if you got small pieces, what you can do. So I'm just going to slide this in here because I have this felt already. It's already got something I can go into. You know, be a little careful here. Watch it come back out. There's my first new embellishment on the bottom of this flag. And of course you can always rearrange it and put it. Right, so and that's the idea, is that we're going to go ahead and just keep adding fun stuff to this. Like, I love the votes for women. Where are we going to put that? I even like this kind of on the side here. See, we're going to just start filling this puppy up. What else do I have? The big blue ribbon. I'll put that up here. I can start covering it. Don't want it to fully cover my girly. I'm using some safety pins now, just to add them in. And that's why I said, like, you might not even see some of that, some of these strips in the back that I wasn't really happy with at first, because these bows and stuff are going to start covering it. Keep going. So this was Mary Poppins ribbon, the blue and red. This is this really fun, I think it was a centennial year, I'm not sure. It was definitely in the 80s, so you can do the math. I'm not doing the math. This is layered in. So maybe I might change this votes for women and move it up top and put it on this turquoise. Yeah, I think I like that better. And then I could put this one in underneath. And this one, I think I wrapped, you know, I do some funky things to make bows. You know, it's not about the process of how you do it, it's the end process of, I guess, of how it looks. So if in the end, what you get is cool looking, who cares how you came about making it, right? Okay, where am I putting this guy? I think I like it over here. So yeah, totally curious to see what you all come up with. This is going to be a fun, not just in the end, I think what I love about all of these little crafts is that, like, you create this cool thing for yourself, that in the end, this is like something that you have that you didn't have before in your space, that you can hang on your wall or in your craft area or wherever it is. And that's what I really love about it all, is that in the end you have just this such fun little gift to yourself. Put Mary right in the middle there. See that? Put her on top of top. And then again, if we're going to be hanging it, we got to make sure it's going to be looking good when we hang it this way, so I might need to make some adjustments with that. So that's it. I don't know if I have much more to show you with this tutorial, in the sense of just, you know, once you start decorating, embellishing it, and, you know, what you choose and how you hang it. This is, I guess, really just wanting to touch base with you on what you received, how I'm using it, to give you an inspiration for how you may want to use it. And you know, I made the chat. I put in the chat. I think when I hang it on this, it's a little easier to decorate, because now I can, when it's hanging up, I can see what I want to do here. So I made the chat. I changed the name from Top Hats to, see, now I can like hang it this way and it feels a little better. Okay. I feel like I'm having better direction now that I put it on there. So yeah, I changed the chat. It's now called Pennant Flag. As you guys all create, please put them in there. Again, we have a competition, so whoever gets it wins another medal. And yeah, so don't know what else to say. I'm just gonna sit here, I think, and putz around for a little bit with this, having fun. Now that I feel like I see a direction of where I want to go with this, I can add things in and junk it up, because that's what I love to do, is junk it up and keep adding cute stuff in. Love my girly Pennant Flag. Love the Mary Poppins theme. Yeah, I might, like, see, I'm just sitting here playing now. So, just wanted to pop on, show you guys how to do this Pennant Flag tutorial. Have fun. Enjoy your Mary Poppins stuff. Make a journal spread. I make a journal for every Patreon that I do. So, I have a Sesame Street journal up here. I have a Alice journal. I have my Mary Poppins journal that we made and we did the tutorials for, and those were fabulous. So, and then on top of that, I have my Patreon book, which I need to fill with my Mary Poppins stuff, and that's this one here. And so yeah, I do multiple themes with my multiple journaling with my themes, and it's fun. I'm super excited about it. So happy crafting, ladies.